All right, welcome to your strength and conditioning. It is all upper body and core. You will need a mat. You're gonna need some water. We got 35 seconds on, 10 seconds off. Some moves are gonna be done 4 times in terms of like left, right, left, right. Some moves are gonna get done 3 times. But before we get into our upper body and core, we gotta warm up. So 10 jumping jacks. Whether you wanna do 10 high or 10 low impact jacks, totally up to you. And then once you have done your 10, we're gonna alternate 10 front lunges. Even though we're doing upper body and core, there's a couple of moves where we gotta make sure those hips, knees, and ankles are warmed up and ready to rock and roll. 5 on the left and 5 on the right. And once you have done your 10, we're gonna do leg swings front to back. Feel free to hold on to something if you need to for balance, but we'll do 10 leg swings on each leg. Find a focal point for the eyes, that will also help. Keep those abs nice and tight and engaged. Just swing the arms with the legs. And once you have done your 10 leg swings on each leg, we're gonna come down onto the floor, high plank or push-up position. And if coming right down to the floor is not an option, then you can elevate the hands off the floor. Find a nice sturdy staircase, use a workout bench, first or second step of a staircase. But we're in our high plank position. Hands and toes. Take 1 foot, step it wide. Now take that same hand and open up to the ceiling. Set that foot back, same thing on the other side. Your eyes are gonna follow the hand so that we open up through that shoulder, chest, and the hip. Doing 10 rotations total. So 5 on the left and 5 on the right. And once you have done your 10, stay down in the plank, finishing off with either 10 plank toe taps or 10 plank jacks. So you have a choice. You can jump or step the feet out to the side. And once you have done your 10, you can actually stay down on the floor with your mat. We're starting with core. We're starting with side plank hip dips. Perfect. So, starting down on the floor, side plank hip dips. So, option 1, modified side plank. Keep the bottom leg bent, top leg straight, or you can do a full side plank with both legs nice and straight. We're gonna pop it up. From this position, we drop the hip and then push the hip up as high as we can towards the ceiling. All right, here we go. Eyes straight ahead, and keep your non-working hand either on the hip or up towards the ceiling. What I don't want you to do is keep that hand down on the floor. It's gonna cause you to round the shoulder and close yourself off through that upper body. I want you to keep a nice open chest with those eyes straight ahead. You got it. I need about 10 more seconds. And then we're gonna drop and roll and we'll get set up on the other side. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Same thing, other side. Modified or a full side plank. You can also do a mix of the two. So let's pop it up. Hand on the hip or up to the ceiling. Drop the hip, press it up. Good. And I want you to push that hip up as high as you can. You should feel that underside oblique and that whole glute hip area just tighten up and contract. Good. And even if you try the full side plank version and do just like 1 or 2 reps, and then you can drop down to the modified to finish off. We have less than 10 seconds, and we're gonna do each side 1 more time. In 3, 2, good. All right, drop and roll. All right, so if you haven't done a full side plank version yet, I want you to try 1. Let's pop it up. Drop the hip, press it up, and then drop it down to the modified if you need to, it's all good. But I'm always gonna challenge you to try the harder version, even if it's just 1 or 2 reps. Good. All right, we're down to our last 15, and then we'll do the other side. Then we get to move on. Fun new shoulder move coming up. I need about 5 more seconds here. We're gonna drop and roll. There it is. All right, last time here. And then we are gonna stay down on the mat in a kneeling position. Pop it up. Drop that chest, come on up. Now if you find kneeling on the floor just does not work for your knees, no big deal. You can do the exact same thing standing up, and I'll show you how to do both. But when the timer goes off, we will need to find 2 dumbbells that you are good to overhead press with. And we're gonna do something called a viper press. Good, all right, we got less than 10 seconds. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect, all right. I'm gonna put a little pause here. I'm gonna grab 2 dumbbells. Now I'm gonna show you the standing version, and then I'm gonna come down onto the floor. So standing version, palms are gonna face out, knees are soft. You're gonna go single, single, double. That's all it is, single, single, double. Now from a kneeling position, what's gonna happen? We still have the weight at the shoulders. We're actually gonna sit back, stand tall, so I'm gonna squeeze my butt, tighten up my core, single, single, double. Sit back, stand tall, single, single, double. You guys ready for this? All right, so we got about 5 seconds. We're gonna rock and roll. Let's get those weights up. Palms are gonna face out. So sit it back, squeeze that butt. Single, single, double. Good, sit it back. So if you're doing this from a standing position, you're just going to leave out the sitting back on your heels, and you're just simply gonna keep going. Single press, followed by a double. Good. So by doing it from the kneeling position, we're just gonna use those core muscles a little bit more, making it more of a challenge on the shoulders as well. Good. Now, feel free to make any weight changes as we go through. So we are here for 4 full rounds. You ready? Here we go. Sit it back, stand tall. Single, single, double. Good. Sit it back. Good. So the sitting part back, we're basically doing a kneeling squat. It's just another way. Give the shoulders a 1 to 2 second break in between each round or each set. Good. We got less than 10 seconds. We still have 2 more rounds. In 3, 2, perfect. Shake it out. Shake, shake, shake. And remember to grab water whenever you want. We got 3 seconds. We're gonna go into our 3rd round. Here it is. Sit, come up. Make sure you're squeezing your glutes. We wanna really, double. We really wanna lock in that posture. We're not leaning through the back to help press the weight up. Good. And remember, if you're in a standing position, knees soft, abs nice and tight, and we're not arching the back to press the weight up and overhead. I got about 4 seconds left on that timer. Whew. We gotta still do that one more time. One more time. Holy Nelly, shoulders are on fire. Okay, you ready? Here we go. Sit, stand, single, single, double. Good. You got it. Now, when the timer goes, we are going to stand ourselves up. I keep forgetting the double. We're still gonna need 2 dumbbells. We're gonna do a bent over row for the back, keeping the elbows nice and wide. We're gonna go wide with the arms, targeting a little bit more through those lats, that nice wide muscle through the back. Perfect, so we're gonna stand it on up. Grab a quick drink if you need it. 2 dumbbells, knees soft, we're gonna push the hips back. Palms are gonna face the legs. I want you to go wide with the elbows and then come right back down. Keeping that belly button pulled up into the spine. Eyes are on the floor. I want that nice neutral back. So I'm not all rounded out through the back. I'm gonna push my butt out. I'm gonna roll those shoulders back and draw the elbows up and back. Nice. We have less than 10 seconds. We're gonna do this 2 more times. We're here for 3 rounds. Good. Shake it out, go heavier, go lighter, whatever you need for round 2. We got 3 seconds. Let's get ourselves set up. Knees soft, hips back, shoulders back. Let's drive the elbows up and back. Good. So you should feel that upper to mid back contract as you pull the elbows up behind you. Keeping that belly button pulled in, eyes are on the floor. And if you need to make this easier, I want you to alternate left and right. Take a little bit of intensity out. 10 more seconds, 1 more round. In 5, 4, 3, 2, come on up. Good. We got 1 more. And then we're gonna move into another fun windmill variation. So again, core and shoulders, hips back, shoulders back. Here we go. We're gonna do something called a superhero press. So I need 1 dumbbell or kettlebell. We're gonna take your weight and simply clean it up to the shoulder, and that's our starting position. I need your feet to be a little bit wider, somewhere between a sumo and a squat stance, and you'll see why in a second. All right, we got less than 10. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. 1 weight for me. All right, I'm gonna do a little pause here. So what's gonna happen? So I need you to clean the dumbbell or the kettlebell up to the shoulder. Boom. Palm's gonna face the ear. So my feet are a little bit wider. I'm going to press. There's a couple of options here. Option 1 is I want you to press first. Then we're gonna squat down, bringing this elbow in towards the knee, keeping this hand up to 12 o'clock. And then stand up nice and tall, bring the arm back down, press and repeat. Option 2, press up as we squat down. So as we come down, we'll press that arm up. And then as we stand, we'll bring the arm back down. So you got a couple of options. Option 1 will be a little bit easier, breaking it down into the 2 parts. Okay, everybody has picked a side, left or right. All right, let's get the weight up to the shoulder right now. Boom. Now we're ready. Feet a little bit wider. Here we go. I'm gonna break it down. Part 1, part 2, sit it back. Sit, 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 sit. I do not care how deep you go. And then bring it down to the shoulder. Pop it back up again. Here we go. Sit it back. Sit like you're squatting. Good. And we're just gonna let this other arm, the elbow's just gonna come along the inside of the leg as we sit. And again, take your time. Slow it down. There's a lot of working pieces here. Good. All right. Let's set it down. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So let's clean it up right now before we even start. Up. Dumbbell or kettlebell. Here we go. Part 1. Part 2. Sit. Sit, 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 sit. Good. Keeping your eyes up at the ceiling. You're staring at your weight. Pop it up. Here we go. Sit. And you're gonna feel one side probably better than the other. One side might feel a bit stronger. One side might feel a bit more mobile through the shoulder and or the hips. Good. Pop it up. Nice. All right, we gotta do each side 1 more time. So let's set that weight down. Let's now clean it up. Boom. Now we're set. I'm gonna kind of flow the 2 pieces now together. So as I press, I'm gonna sit it down. Good. Now obviously, the heavier the weight becomes, the more of a challenge it's gonna be, which means you may need to slow it down a little bit more and break it down into those 2 pieces. Good. I like to kind of hang out in that bottom position for an extra second or so. Oh yeah. All right, same thing on the other side. So let's clean it up. We're in that nice position. We got 3 seconds. Last time here, we get to move on. You ready? So remember, you can break it down. Press first and then sit. Or as you press, you're gonna drop down into that squat position, keeping your eyes onto that dumbbell and taking your time. You can hang out in that bottom position for an extra second or so if you like. Good, but you're gonna feel that we got abs, we got legs, we got shoulders. There's a lot happening here. In 3, 2, all right, I need you to grab 2 lighter dumbbells. 3s, 5s, 8s. We got some dumbbell punches coming up. So hands at the ears, knees soft. Let's tuck that belly button in. And we're gonna punch straight out in front. So my abs are tight, my glutes are tight. I'm keeping those arms parallel with the floor. Now, if you wanna do this body weight, go for it. But if you're going body weight, I want you to pick up that pace. Good. You do not need a lot of weight for these to be effective. And the heavier you go, say 8 or 10 pounds, you're definitely gonna need to slow it down even more so that you can control the dumbbell. Good. All right, I'm gonna go up a smidgen. A smidgen. All right, knees soft, tuck that belly button. The abs are tight, my butt is tight. Good. What I'm not doing is rotating with the weight. I'm locking this posture in. I'm using my abs to not move the body. That is their purpose. Going up in weight may have been a bad idea. Whoo, Nelly. I'm gonna slow it down. I need 10 seconds, and we are here one more time. One more round. Holy smokes. In 4, 3, 2, and relax. Good. All right, just one more. That's it. One more, we move on. We're gonna do some tricep work next. You ready? 3, 2, the knees are soft. Tighten up those abs, here we go. We need 1 dumbbell when this timer goes. And we're gonna pick a side, left or right. Whew. We got some twisting tricep kickbacks coming up. Now, if you have a workout bench or a chair close by, feel free to use it to give your upper body a bit more support. 10 seconds. If you don't have anything, you're gonna stay with me. Holy smokes. In 5, 4, 3, 2. Good. All right, 1 dumbbell. Pick a side, left or right. We're gonna soften the knees. We're gonna push the butt back. I still want you to roll the shoulder back and glue the arm to the ribs. As you kick back, we're gonna twist so that your palm faces the ceiling. And then we're gonna come right back down. Good. Now, if you have a chair, feel free to rest your hand on that chair. Give your body a little bit more support. Same thing with the workout bench. If you have a workout bench, your other option is to kneel on it, which will give you even more support. 10 seconds. We're gonna stand up and switch sides. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Same thing other side, nothing changes. So we're gonna soften the knees, push the butt back, roll the shoulder, glue that arm to the ribs. Add that little twist as we kick the weight back. Remember, add that chair or bench if you want to. Keep that belly button pulled up into the spine. Eyes are on the floor for me. And then when we go into round 2, if you want to go heavier or lighter with those weights, you can do that. I need about 10 more seconds. Almost there. You got it. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Whew, switch it out. Each side, one more time. Go heavier or lighter with those weights. Let's get set up. Knees soft, hips back, glue the arms. Make that shoulder is back and down away from your ear. Pull that belly button up into the spine. Your abs should be tight. If you were to put your hands on your abdominals, you can feel them contracting. Keeping those eyes on the floor for me. 15 more seconds. And we need to do each side. We gotta do the one side one more time before we get to move on. 10 more seconds, come on. Grab some water if you need to. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax, nice. All right, last time here. Ooh, and then we're gonna come back. Actually, we're gonna do hammer curls, and then we're gonna hit the floor again. Knees soft, hips back. Here we go, last 35 seconds. Hammer curls are coming up next. We need 2 dumbbells. Once we're done the hammer curls, we work our way back down onto the floor, starting in a kneeling position again, and then right down onto our back to finish. Good, 15 seconds. Get ready to grab 2 dumbbells for hammer curls. Last 10. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Perfect. All right, water, 2 dumbbells. Keep those shoulders rolled back, knees soft, and palms facing the leg. We're gonna bend through the elbows, bring the end of the weight to the shoulder, and then come right back down. So again, I'm gonna tuck my pelvis in so I can feel my abs tighten up. My glutes are engaged. That way I'm not swinging the dumbbells up. I wanna control the weight. If you need to make it easier, alternate left and right, or drop down to a lighter weight. Take an extra pause at the bottom, do another rep. It's another way to slow things down a little bit. Take some tension off. In 3, 2, relax. Good. Same thing, 2 more times, and then we need to find a mat. And again, I'll give you an option for the kneeling exercise. All right, knees soft, abs and glutes are tight. Here we go. Good. Try not to look down at your feet. You can look down and in front. You can look up at the wall in front of you. I just don't want you right down here. We still want to keep that nice neutral spine. 15 seconds, 1 more round. Last 10. Alternate if you need to. Take an extra pause in the bottom if you need to. In 4, 3, 2, and relax. 1 more. That's all I need is 1 more. And then I need 1 dumbbell for the next move. In 3, 2, set yourself up. Tighten up those abs. So next move. If you're gonna do it standing, we're doing halos around the head. So we're gonna go counterclockwise, clockwise, counterclockwise, clockwise, or you can meet me down on the mat in a half kneeling position doing the same thing. So you got a choice depending on what is best for your knees. Coming down into that half kneeling position, a bit more of a challenge for the core because we're taking the legs out of the equation. In 3, 2, perfect. Good, all right. So option 1 from your standing position, bring the weight to the chest, knees soft, tighten up those abs, and you're just gonna halo, keeping that weight nice and close to the head. So we're gonna do each direction twice. Option 2, coming down into this half kneeling position. So 1 leg up, 1 leg down, still tucking my pelvis in so my abs and my glutes are tight and haloing around the head. All right, so choose your medicine, kneel or stand. Get the weight to the chest. Here we go. So again, the goal is not to move through the body. We are using those abdominals to lock this posture into place and not move with the weight. The heavier the weight and the faster you move, the more of a challenge it's going to be. You got it. 10 more seconds. If you are kneeling on the floor with me, we're gonna simply switch the legs out and switch the direction of the weight. Perfect. A little switch. So again, tucking that pelvis in so I can feel my glutes and my abs tighten up. Here we go. Good. So again, if you're finding it challenging from this kneeling position to keep that body as still as possible, I want you to slow it down. Make your body, make it, I should say, make it a little easier for your body to prevent that movement. Good. All right, we got about 5 seconds. We gotta do each direction one more time. Good. Switch it out. And remember, if you wanna go heavier or lighter with your weight, now's the time to do it. All right, tighten up those abs, squeeze that butt. Here we go, which direction? This one. Good. You got it, you got it. That's it, keep it going. Don't let those glutes and abs relax. Keep them nice and tight. That's what's keeping you stable. 10 seconds, my friends. We got one more round to go. There it is. Quick little swap out. Last one here, and then we're gonna come down onto the floor and we're gonna need 2 dumbbells. All right, you ready? Here we go. This way. Nice tight butt, abs are engaged. And when that timer goes, we're gonna come down nice and flat onto the floor. Now, if you have a workout bench, feel free to use it. And you'll lie down flat on your back on the bench. We have 2 rounds of chest presses, followed by 2 rounds of chest flies. So whether you use the same weight or not, you may end up going a bit lighter on the flies, but totally up to you. Perfect. All right, so let's get set up on the floor. 2 weights, starting in that chest press position. So I need knees bent, feet nice and flat on the floor. We're gonna bring the weights up to the chest. Push your back down into the mat or the bench. Drop those elbows down to about 90 degrees and then press back up and overhead. Good. Now, if you're on a bench, you're gonna be able to get those knees past parallel, so you can go deeper into that chest and shoulder stretch. If you're on the floor with me, your goal is to get those arms right down to the floor. Big range of motion, as big as we can. Good, and again, we're here for 2 rounds. There it is. Good, same thing one more time, and then we're gonna finish with those chest flies. All right, we got 3 seconds. So again, push your butt down, push your back down into the mat. Make sure your feet are nice and flat. So if you're on a workout bench, those feet are flat on the floor. And then when the timer goes, we're gonna stay right here. And we're simply going to change how the arms are going to move. So rather than pressing to the ceiling, we're gonna let the arms open up and down towards the floor. So we're going to intensify that stretch through the shoulder and the chest. Good. Perfect. So from here, turn your palms to face each other, keeping your back pushed down. Open up towards the floor, and then squeeze those dumbbells back up above the chest. Keeping those arms as straight as you can without locking the elbows. So my elbows are not locked, they're nice and soft, but I'm keeping my arms as big as I can. Nice long lever. Lower down only as far as what's comfortable for you to go down. You do not need to get those arms right to the floor. Or if you're on a workout bench, you do not need to let the arms drop below parallel. You gotta do what's best for you and your joints. There it is. All right, we gotta do that one more time, and then we're just gonna roll these weights out of the way and get ourselves stretched out. You ready? Push your back down. Weights come up, open up. Good. Last 35 seconds. Do not worry about your speed, focus on your form. And then as you get stronger, you may be able to do a few more reps or just go up in your weight. Good. Your last 3 to 5 reps, so about your last 10, 12 seconds of work should be a challenge. You should be focusing on really keeping that good form at that point. Okay. Oh, that is it. Let's get those weights out of the way. Stay down on your back for me. Keep your knees at 90 degrees, and I want you to drop the knees either left or right and just hold it here with that opposite hand. We're gonna do 3 half circles for the shoulder. Keeping that hand down on the floor as best as you can as you go from ear to hip. Once you have done 3, I want you to stop in that T position and do the same thing on the other side, coming all the way up to the ear, all the way back down to the hip. Good. And then once you have done 3 on this side, stop in the T position, come back. I want to do a quick hip stretch. So option 1, push the knee away with the hand. Option 2, grab into the grab the uncrossed leg. Again, we used those hips when we did that Superman press, so that windmill variation. Switch sides whenever you're ready. And then if you were kneeling on the ground with me for that viper press, again, we had to sit those hips back onto the heels. Once you have done both sides, I want you to rock and roll, sit all the way up for me. And we're gonna flip it right over into our tabletop position. So we're on our knees and we're on our hands. Take one arm threaded under the body, drop the shoulder, and then drop the hip. Find that stretch around the back of the arm. Good. And then just simply switch sides whenever you are ready. Thread the needle, drop the shoulder, drop the hip, find that stretch that is good for you. And then we're gonna come back, hands and knees. We're gonna sit back into child's pose. So sit those hips back, reach those hands in front of you as far as you can, like there's something that you need to grab in front of you. You should feel all of your lats, that nice wide part of the back, just stretch. It feels so good. And then walk your hands to either the left or the right of the mat. Let's go a little deeper on the one side. Work your way back to the middle whenever you're ready. See if you can reach a little further. And then bring your hands to the other side. One more time in the middle. Reach those hands out a little further. And then coming back into your tabletop position, flex those feet, get those hips up, heels down, head between the shoulders. Feel free to pedal out the feet if that feels better for you. And then we're gonna walk the feet towards the hands, and I want you to hang like a rag doll. From here, I want you to arch around the back, separate those shoulder blades for a nice mid-back stretch. And then slowly start to stand it up vertebrae by vertebrae. Bringing those shoulders down and back. Let's interlace those hands and open up through the chest. So shoulders down, chest out, opening up through that rib cage as much as you can. And then from here, give yourself a nice big old pat on the back. Let's push that elbow back. Quick tricep stretch, still opening up a little bit through that chest. And then just switching sides whenever you're ready. Good, we're gonna do one more for the shoulders. In order to do that, I need you to grab one of your dumbbells. The heavier the weight, the more of a stretch you're going to feel. So, knees are soft, push your butt back, pull the belly button in, and we're gonna do shoulder circles. So I want you to do 3 or 4 clockwise. And we're just letting gravity pull down on that joint. And then we'll do 3 or 4 or 5 reps clockwise. Clockwise and counterclockwise. Once you have done both directions, stand all the way up. Switch hands with the weight. And then set up on the other side. Good, 3, 4, maybe 5 circles one direction. And then switch. Once you have done both arms, both directions, set that weight down, stand it all the way up for me, and you are done. Way to go with this upper body and core workout. Have an amazing rest of the day, and I cannot wait to see you in the next workout.